My son's stupid mother, her messed up family, is hell bent on keeping me from getting custody of my kid. Her skank sister, Michelle Moon, who got married to some guy named David, apparently, or whatever. I don't know if they're married or not still. Hopefully, for his sake, they're not because she's a fucking psychopath. Anyway, they donated clothes to Father Gene's Help Center to try and get me to utilize, and also to a food pantry that they knew I was going to try and get me to utilize so that way they could falsify things. So now I'm going to wash them, and I'm going to wash them with bleach, and then I'm going to either throw them out or give them back to the Father Gene's Help Center and the food pantry because I'm not going to wear that skank's stupid family's crap. Her father tried to arrange people to buddy up to me, which I thought was pretty ridiculous, but tried to and did successfully. Like their buddy Edward Sommerfeld and Sandy, his girlfriend. So many I've met, from Elton to Jacob Brown, who used to be Kevin Brown. These people change their names and obtain fake IDs and all sorts of stuff. You know, different people have different reasons. The dirty cops that lost their jobs because they got accused of murdering people and quite literally got busted for a lot of the stuff they did and lost their jobs doing it. My son's mother's family to keep me from getting custody of my kid. She's a crackhead. And they wanted to discredit me and make me look like one, so they tortured my nerve endings in my face to have me pull out teeth like this one. That didn't even need to be pulled out, which is kind of funny because the dentist was surprised that I even wanted to have it removed because it didn't even have any infection in it. Various sheriff deputies from Brown County and from Washington County and of course in Milwaukee County, all this whole area pretty much. They've got so many buddies. See, when you piss off a cop or a sheriff or anybody with connections to it, like my son's mother's family is not only gang members, but there's also her stupid whore sister Michelle that is I believe she was going to be a forensics investigator, and her cousin, who is also a cop or a corrections officer or something, I'm not sure which, but once they have all these connections, ironically enough, her sister Michelle is actually a gang member too. She's a gangster disciple. Her brother Michael is a Latin king, just like Edward Sommerfeld, who beat me up, just like her father, the outlaw. There's so many different people, from all over the place, from Shawano all the way down, from Shawano County all the way down here to whatever. When I left in the end of December, we went and saw my dad, my mother and I. And then I went with her, my biological mother, and posted it on YouTube and all sorts of things, going all the way out to California. And we went back to Colorado, where we stopped through, and we stayed there for 2 months. Didn't get in any trouble at all, didn't do anything really. Got drunk. I got a ticket in Colorado that I have to pay. But that's pretty much it. Since then, I decided to move back in April, and I came back here like the 21st, I believe. And since I came back to Milwaukee, it's the same people, only because I keep going to higher authorities, and for the cops I went to internal affairs. For sheriff deputies I went to the sheriff's department. For the people that work in the black bag operation where they read people's minds and manipulate them, I went to Ronnie Fuller, who heads it more or less, and other entities in the FBI that are above the people they were going to try to sell their statements to, that were trying to stand next to me, one of them at a Subway. This guy, he looks kind of like Mike Sherman, you know, like the Packer guy, I was at work one day doing roofing, and this guy comes out of the blue and stands real close to me. And I see a flash from an overhead, like pinhole camera or something. I've come to realize that these people are dirty. From the feds, sheriffs, deputies, cops, mental institution staff, gang members, and they all work together, and they're all dirty, and they're so corrupted because it just takes one of them to throw a stick in the spokes and kind of screw over a person. And they have been constantly stealing my trash, stealing my clothes that are dirty, manipulating me to be around people that they want me to hang out with. And they try to kill everybody that I tell and everybody that knows. The dirty cops and sheriff deputies broke my friend Thomas DeLugi's 4 vertebrae in his lower spinal column. Then they fed him metal like they did to me to create magnets in his feet and in his head to more or less create a harmonizer in his body, and to manipulate acids and digestion and stuff like that and liquids in his body. They killed him. They killed a friend of mine who went by the name of Manny. They killed him because he was going to help me. They killed my friend Ripper, who had knowledge of the sheriff's department drugging me with needles, as these people have been, and making me say things that they wanted to hear, beating me, raping me, torturing me, discrediting me, robbing me, home invading me, keeping me from getting jobs, altering test results at the hospital, and they're threatening my whole family at this point. And the FBI's refusal to do anything about this at this point is not going unnoticed, because I keep reporting to higher authorities, and what they're doing isn't right. And so now they're trying to falsify justification for investigations against my family so they can cash in on my family to try and teach them all a lesson, and anybody else that knows, they're trying to cover it up and to take them out and to discredit them. And I'm incredibly sick of it. I'm incredibly sick of it. I don't want to join any of their gangs. I'm not going to take a collar for something that I didn't do. And I sure as hell am not going to sit here and allow them to kill any more of my family members, regardless of people's manipulated belief of my mental stability or my mental thoughts or anything. So that's why I continuously publish on the web, and that's why I'm publishing this right now. It is June 19th. It is 1:07 a.m. and I'm sitting here in the Milwaukee area like I've been for the past, since around April 21st of 2015.